Hey, hang on a sec. Want to learn how to instantly size someone up? Today I'm sharing a few psychological tips you can use in your day-to-day life. When you meet someone for the first time, you get bombarded with a ton of info, which can make it tough to figure out what kind of person you're dealing with. That's why it's so important to understand how we communicate.
Experts say that 55% of what we convey comes from body language, 38% from tone of voice, and just 7% from the actual words we say. That means when you meet someone new, you need to pay attention to all three of these factors, on top of how they look. So, if you really want to get a read on someone's personality right off the bat, keep your eyes peeled for the following cues. Before we dive in, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment. If you found this helpful, share it with folks who'd get something out of it. Give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and don't miss out on our weekly content created just for you.
Number 1, eye contact. They say the eyes are the window to the soul. The key to understanding what kind of eye contact someone is giving you is a context. For example, if someone literally can't look away from you, it could mean they're romantically interested. On the flip side, if you look someone in the eyes and they can't look back, that's a sign they're either nervous or hiding something.
Number 2, eyebrows. Want to know how comfortable someone is feeling? Watch their eyebrows. There are 3 main emotions that make them twitch: surprise, worry, and fear. Try raising your eyebrows when you're just chillin' and chatting casually with a friend. It's tough, right? If someone you're talking to raises their eyebrows and the topic isn't something that should logically trigger surprise, concern, or fear, it's a red flag that they're feeling pretty uneasy.
Number 3, smiling. The mouth can lie, but the eyes don't. A genuine smile reaches the eyes, crinkling the skin to form the so-called crow's feet around them. People often fake a smile to hide what they're really feeling. If you want to tell whether someone's smile is a real deal, check for wrinkles around the corners of their eyes. If they're missing, that smile is covering something up. Details on the genuine smile. Studies show that a real or Duchenne smile activates not just the mouth muscles, but also those around the eyes, forming those crow's feet. By contrast, a fake smile usually only involves the lips and doesn't reach the eyes. And fake smiles can come on suddenly and look forced, while genuine ones build and fade smoothly and symmetrically. Some people can train themselves to fake a Duchenne smile, but even then, the difference is still noticeable to an observant eye.
Number 4, what they say. If you're meeting someone for the first time and all they do is gush about their better half or praise their coworkers, chances are they're a decent person. Multiple studies show that when people describe others as kind, polite, and caring, those people are more likely to actually have those qualities. On the flip side, if someone badmouths others, calling them manipulative or unpleasant, there's a higher chance they themselves have those traits. It's also possible that they have a history of depression or personality disorders.
Number 5, paralanguage. Paralanguage is nonverbal communication, like tone, intonation, or the way someone speaks. Basically, it means paying attention to how someone says something. For example, if someone answers you in a flat, monotone voice, they're probably not interested in what you're saying, and chances are you're not interesting to them. Using sarcasm is another solid example. When someone uses sarcasm, they mean the exact opposite of what their words literally say. Real-world sarcasm example. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone strolls in super late. They snap, "Wow, right on time. Glad you really value punctuality." Sounds like a compliment, but the dry tone and timing make it sting. They're actually calling out the lateness and tossing shade. So pay close attention to the emphasis they put on certain words and how they say them. It'll clue you into their true intentions.
Number 6, side glance. If you've just met someone and they immediately glance off to the side, even if their body is facing you and they made eye contact right off the bat, that's a subconscious sign in body language. It often means they feel uncomfortable or are looking for a way out. Context from body language psychology. Glancing away or shifting your eyes to the side can reveal discomfort or even that the person is searching for an escape route in the conversation. Though tons of pop culture links this to lying, research actually shows it's more a sign of shyness, social anxiety, or mental overload, not dishonesty. That sideways glance isn't always negative. It can hint at curiosity or flirting, too. But in the scenario described, body facing you, quick side eye, it usually suggests someone subconsciously looking for an escape.
Number 7. Nodding frequently. Nodding your head usually means someone's agreeing with you, but if they nod too much, it could signal that they're anxious for approval. When you're talking and someone keeps bopping their head excessively, it often means they're worried about what you think of them or that they doubt their ability to follow through. More professional context. Excessive nodding can come off as a non-stop search for validation, hinting at insecurity or anxiety. In a business setting, it's often interpreted as lack of conviction, while moderate nods tend to project confidence. Nodding just enough shows genuine agreement and active listening, but overdoing it suggests insecurity, approval-seeking, or anxiety.
Number 8. Chin and jaw. When someone's trying to make a decision, they often rub their chin and might glance up, down, or sideways. It's a dead giveaway that they're deep in thought. A clenched jaw, on the other hand, signals stress, no matter what they're talking about. This shows a high level of discomfort. The discussion might be getting to something that's upsetting them, or their mind is preoccupied somewhere else. Context from body language psychology and mental health. Rubbing, or holding the chin while thinking is a classic thinking gesture, showing ongoing mental evaluation. A tight or clenched jaw frequently ties to stress, anxiety, or frustration, and can even. Jaw movement to relieve tension is also seen as an unconscious pacifying behavior. Chin rubbing or thoughtful gaze means they're weighing options or making a decision. Clenched jaw or facial tension shows the person is stressed, uncomfortable, or emotionally affected by the topic at hand.
Number 9. Posture. The way someone holds themselves can give you clues about their self-confidence. For example, if someone walks upright, shoulders back, eyes forward, it shows they feel good about themselves and have confidence. On the flip side, if someone walks hunched over, looking at the ground, it gives a very different impression. That doesn't necessarily mean they have low self-esteem, but that's the message they're sending. Context from body language psychology. Walking with a straight back and open chest projects confidence, whereas slumped shoulders and a downward gaze reflect insecurity, stress, or discouragement. A slouched posture doesn't just signal submission or low confidence. It can also chemically reinforce those feelings by increasing cortisol and lowering testosterone. Maintaining good posture, straight spine, shoulders back, chest open, not only projects security, but also enhances self-perception and presence. Upright posture, shoulders back, head up conveys confidence, energy, and power. Slouched posture, shoulders down, head hanging suggests insecurity, stress, or fatigue, and can negatively impact mood.
Number 10. Rubbing hands. Hands often reveal what's on someone's mind. When a person rubs their hands, it usually means they're feeling positive about something. People tend to do this when they're hoping something good is about to happen and they're excited. Additional context. This gesture, while common, can have different meanings depending on context and rate. In situations of positive anticipation, like awaiting good news or starting something they're looking forward to, rub hands usually are energetic and reflect real excitement. On the flip side, if someone rubs their hands slowly or repetitively, it could suggest anxiety, nervousness, or an attempt to self-soothe under stress.
Number 11. Handshake. A person's handshake says a lot. If it's soft and limp, they might be someone who's submissive or easily influenced. If it's too hard and bone-crushing, they may be a dominant type. Duration matters too. If it's way too long, that's weird. But if it's too short, it could signal some kind of tension or conflict. They might not be interested in building a meaningful connection with you, or they just might be short on time. Context from body language psychology. A firm handshake is seen as a sign of confidence, security, and determination. People with solid grips tend to be viewed as outgoing and less shy. A weak handshake can come off as lacking in confidence or disinterested, sometimes giving the vibe that you don't really care. Regarding duration, a too short shake can seem rude or rushed, while overly long can feel awkward or even borderline aggressive. Ideally, it should last about 2 to 3 seconds.
Number 12. Leaning in or back. If someone leans in toward you, that's a clear sign they're interested in what you're saying. And did you know it can also be a sign of respect? When people close the gap and lean in during a conversation, they're showing trust, making you feel valued and heard. On the flip side, if someone leans back, it usually means they're tired of the conversation or feeling a bit uncomfortable. Context from body language psychology. Leaning forward signals interest, attention, and a desire to connect. When someone leans in while talking, it shows they're engaged and want to hear more. This behavior can mean they feel safe and at ease in the interaction, which helps foster deeper connection. Leaning away, especially in tense situations, may be a defensive instinct. They're creating distance because they feel uneasy or threatened by the topic or atmosphere.
Number 13, holding the baby. Weird, but worth noting if you meet someone for the first time and she's a new mom. Watch which arm she uses to hold her baby. Multiple studies show that happy moms tend to carry their babies on the left arm, while stressed or depressed moms usually hold them on the right. Context from body language and mental health research. Left arm preference. Studies have found that many moms, whether they're right or left-handed, prefer to cradle their babies with the left arm. This isn't just about convenience. It's tied to emotional bonding and how the brain responds to a baby's needs. Right arm and stress. A study in the Journal of Child Psychology and Psychiatry revealed that moms who rock their babies with the right arm often show signs of extreme stress. This suggests that how a mother holds her baby can reflect her emotional state and stress level.
Number 14, arms and legs crossed. Have you ever talked to someone who crosses their arms or legs while you speak? On a first date, or when trying to pitch a new idea, that's not a great sign. Arms and legs crossed are physical barriers, suggesting the other person isn't open to what you're saying or is uncomfortable. Even if they're smiling and having a pleasant conversation, their body language can give them away. From a psychological standpoint, crossed arms or legs indicate someone is mentally, emotionally, and physically closed off. Also, foot direction is key. If they like you, both feet will point toward you. If their feet shift toward the door, it usually means they've had enough and want to leave. Context from body language studies. Arms crossed. This gesture can signal a range of feelings, from nervousness and insecurity to a habit or way to feel secure. It's often used by people who feel vulnerable to avoid exposing themselves. Legs crossed. While sitting casually might suggest comfort, in certain contexts it can reflect insecurity or nervousness. People usually cross their legs to project stability or control when uncertain.
Number 15, conclusions and key considerations. Some folks are particularly gifted at picking up on other people's nonverbal cues. Others need someone to flat out tell them what the other person is thinking. Learning to read people isn't a walk in the park, but if you nail it, you gain a truly exceptional and valuable skill. Of course, every individual is unique. Interpreting words and gestures isn't always 100% accurate, but these methods will put you on the right track to understanding others better. Behavioral profiling pros don't rely on assumptions, like thinking if someone scratches their nose, they're lying, or if they cross their arms, they're disinterested, because those are just broad indicators. What they actually look for are behavioral patterns. Behavioral patterns. A. Contextual patterns. These depend on the situation. In a job interview, it's totally normal for the candidate to be nervous. But if someone strolls and laid back to the extreme, while that doesn't automatically mean they're irresponsible, it does stand out. From there, a profiler will check if it's the person's usual behavior or something relevant to that specific situation. B. Cultural patterns. Enter proxemics, the use of space, coined by Edward T. Hall. Interpersonal distance varies by culture. People from rural areas usually expect more personal space, while urban folks tend to be closer. So someone from a rural background might start with more distance and seem reserved, but once they warm up, they'll close that gap genuinely. On the flip side, someone from a city environment might stand close physically, but that doesn't necessarily mean a genuine connection. Recognizing this helps you not jump to conclusions, but interpret signals based on context. Human behavior is shaped by a mix of context, the specific situation, culture, learned norms like how close people stand, personal circumstances, stress, recent experiences, emotional state, a random gesture like a forced smile or a sidelong glance might not even be about you. It could be reflecting something completely unrelated. The goal is to understand how complex human communication is. Reflecting, analyzing, and contextualizing gestures is a huge step forward. Armed with this awareness, you're set to build more authentic, healthier, and meaningful connections.